This is Mark Bell from supertraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. I hope I scared you a little bit with that pause in the beginning. That was pretty awkward silence, wasn't it? We have a special guest here today on the Power Project. We got my boy, Zach Even-Esh, who wrote in, and he wants some advices on the deadlift. But who's to say that I'd give him the wrong advices? What great movie is that from? That's the cliffhanger question. What's to stop me from giving him the wrong advices? Who said it? And what amazing, awesome movie is it from? Anyway, let's get to Zach, my boy Zach. He has a much skinnier face than me, which is a lot nicer to look at sometimes. But the guy doesn't know how to lift heavy stuff very good, so let's see if we can help him out. Actually, that's not the case with Zach Even-Esh. Zach Even-Esh is one of the few people that I've met in this industry where I was not extremely disappointed. Zach is a little bit taller than me. He's probably a good 220, 230 pounds, somewhere in there. Maybe I'm a little bit off on that, 210 to 230, somewhere in that range. Can't really remember, but he's not little. He's not a little scrawny pipsqueak. And he's not a guy who can't accumulate some strength on his own. I think when I was out there, he hit like a 500-pound deadlift. Keep in mind, he's not a power lifter. He's not a full-on power lifter. It's not what he does all the time. He does other stuff. He's in good shape. He's not fat. So it was a breath of fresh air to finally meet somebody who I wasn't thoroughly disappointed with. Nearly every single time I meet some of these knuckleheads that are experts and gurus online, they've never done shit, and they look like shit. They look awful, and it's thoroughly disappointing. And here's my boy Zach hitting up some deadlifts. Hopefully I can get it for you here. Kind of hard for me to capture this. I'm in my car right now and got a wonderful glare on the screen, so let's see what we can do here. Here's my boy Zach hitting up some pulls. Trying to see what he does wrong here. Not doing too much wrong. He looks like he has a lot of his body weight over the barbell. See how his butt shot up and he got a lot of his body weight over the barbell, and then he bent his arms. Stance might be a little too wide, and that might be making him bend his arm too. That was a longer arm. That was better. That last one, his heaviest one, was his best one. You're somewhat limited with the real big weights. My boy Zach has a website, undergroundstrength.tv. Check it out. He's the underground strength coach. I'm the people's coach. Couple things I saw wrong on there. He had the butt kipping up. He looks like he's trying to establish a neutral head position, which he's doing a decent job of, but I think he can do a better job of it. Zach, you want to try to get the double chin thing going? I know you got the skinnier face, but trust me, you can make a double chin. I know that when you squeak out a heavy bench, that you have several chins, my friend. I've seen it firsthand. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get the double chin going. Not only have a neutral head, have your head like this, but push your head back more. That's going to help you flex your lats. When you flex your lats, you're going to help create a longer arm. And you want to think about your arms as being giant hooks. Think about them like barely even being attached to your shoulders. Let those suckers hang down nice and long. Pulling with some straps can help teach you some of this. If you were to get some lifting straps and pull some triples or sets of 5 with about 400 pounds or so, or even 365, somewhere in that range, that'll help you kind of learn how to keep those arms real long. When you get to the top of that lift, hold the lift for 10 seconds or so at the top. It'll be brutal and painful, but it'll really that'll also help teach you to keep the arms long. Your butt was shooting up a little bit on the first part of the lift, and then you ended up over the barbell a lot. So we got to get you back over the barbell more. Some of the ways we can do that through some special exercises. You got things like Dimmel deadlifts would be beneficial to you because it will help build up power in the hips and the glutes, and it will allow you to sit back into your butt more. You'll have more power back there, so you'll be more comfortable sitting back into it. Also, try some sumo deadlifts. A little bit of sumio can help correct some issues as well. Keep a nice, good upright posture when you do your sumo. Again, neutral head positioning will be a key factor. It didn't look like you wore a lifting belt in that video, and that would help solve some issues as well. I know some people just like to just lift raw and don't like to put anything on, but it's foolish in my opinion. I think that you should always wear some powerlifting gear, even if you're a raw lifter. I shouldn't say always, because there's times and cases where you're not going to wear any gear at all. But in my opinion, you should throw on something, whether it be a pair of briefs, a belt, or both, to handle heavier loads, to allow your body to get used to those heavier weights. And there's nothing wrong with testing your raw strength and lifting without a belt here and there as well. But I would just always suggest when the weights get real heavy, you get up over 95%, you get in the 90-95% range, throw on some sort of powerlifting gear. That 90 or 95% will change over the course of a few years, and it will just keep getting higher and higher up, even when you're wearing powerlifting gear and even when you take the powerlifting gear off. So be smart, don't be a retard, throw some shit on that allows you to handle more weight, more saferist. Let's see, what else did I see there? The feet. I'm starting to sweat in here. I had to turn the AC off because my AC is very loud. So now I'm starting to sweat it out. I'm getting dehydrated for you, Zach Even-Esh. You son of a bitch. Anyway, the other thing I saw was foot positioning. Bring your stance in a tiny bit, an inch and a half per side. Should do the trick. That'll give you more room for your arms. You have giant pipes, because I know you're always hitting up those MC Hammer curls in your MC Hammer baggy pants. So make sure that your stance is a little closer. That'll allow more room for your arms and your quads, and that should also allow you to sit back into those pulls a little bit better. We need a little bit more upper back from you, so let's get you working some snatch grip pulls. Again, the snatch grip pulls, I've suggested them in the past. 3 sets of 5 with the same weight. You know, if you're man enough, see if you can handle about 275 or 315 for the strength level that you're at, and it's going to be quite devastating. Make sure you wear lifting straps for those two, because they're embarrassing, and I'd hate to see you have 315 fall out of your hands. Anyway, my friend, it's good to see you practicing what you preacher curl. It's good to see you getting after it, and it's good to see you being the great motivator that you are. And that is it from supertraining.tv. I gotta go get some food. Later.